My relationship with my father is okay. Some may call it toxic, but the people who call it toxic are fragile people, because my father, a grand total of 4 to 5 times, the man has turned my life around. And how he did it, the man does not berate me. Okay? Maybe when I was young, he rotan me and all that, that's different. But he does not whack me. He doesn't berate me. That means he doesn't come and scream at me like, what are you doing? Those kind of thing. No, he does not do that. So let me give you one example. You were talking about your smoking, the period when you were smoking and your dad was telling you nicely and all these things, right? So in my early to mid 20s, I got into some bad things lah. Okay? Addiction was there. So the lowest part of my life happened when I was out partying and my grandfather passed away at the same time. My mother calls me. I am high as a kite. I have to drive to where my grandfather was to go and, be there lah, because I'm the grandson, right? And I'm like the second oldest grandchild. Right. So I drove, in the process damaged my car a little bit and all this stuff. Somehow I reached there. Okay? Stood there throughout the funeral. I was out. I was just high, worse than a hangover. Okay? All this my father has been watching. Never berated me, never said anything throughout the funeral. When they cremated the body, everything, and then went back home, he assessed the damage in my car and he said, can you fix this? I said, and I was broke because of my habits, right?
Right.
This man said just one line to turn my whole life around. Prior to this, I was fighting, trying to quit whatever I was doing, It was very hard. My then girlfriend was trying her best to get me to quit. Very hard. This man sat down. He said, so you cannot fix your car. You're broke. Let me ask you one question. Can you afford my funeral?
Oh, shit.
I stopped everything I was doing on the spot. There was after effects. This is not the episode to discuss about those things. There were after effects that I had to go through, but I stopped. Okay? My girlfriend wanted to buy a medal for my father. My then girlfriend, right? She wanted to buy a medal for my father because she said, you stopped in one day. Because he asked you that question. Okay? And I actually managed to afford his funeral.
Right.
And that was a good.
He never knew that, but I afforded his funeral in the end. Because that was the time I stopped and I went up in my life. I shot up. All he did was just that, And yeah, is how his style is that lah. He doesn't berate. He just gives one-liners. It's just one line. All the 5 times that he turned my life around was just one line.
Oh, that is something, huh?
Some people will say it's toxic.
No, I think it's wisdom. It's just that he was trying to fix you.
Yeah.
At the same time, he's probably not the one that shows affection in the traditional way,
Yeah, he
but
doesn't.
whatever he did, I think, that made you quit and all that, it's still affection, but it just depends how you look at it.
Yeah, that's another instance. For those who don't know, I grew up and I grew up and now I was an athlete and all this kind of thing. But when I was young, I was a very sick child. I had asthma and all that. This was another time he turned my life around. I was probably 8 years old. In school, you had this Rumah Merah, Rumah Hijau sports thing, right? They had sports day. I never participated in it because I'm obviously a sick child. I was in Rumah Merah.
I was about to ask, are you Rumah Merah or not? Since you're wearing red today.
So
There's no Rumah Kelabu.
So Rumah Merah won. I went home and I told him Rumah Merah won and I'm very happy. In Kenya, he just asked me one line. What did you do? Why are you happy?
Anyway.
That started my whole journey to actually winning silver medals in Asian level. Because I wanted to show that, man, this is what I'm doing.
Right.
So yeah, people will say that's toxic because the way he said that, right? Like, what did you do? You're a weak child. He's implying that. But basically, he turned me around instead of saying that I'm asthmatic, I can't run. Yeah, I'm running 30 kms onwards and all that easily now. It's him. He was the reason why. Yeah. That's his style lah.